All right, let me try this out now. This is probably going to be some hot takes because even though I'm just as big of a Star Wars fan as anyone else in the Star Wars community, I don't really agree with everything that they think. I kind of have my own thoughts on things. So, this will be like a hot take even though it's just my opinion and it is what it is. So, let's see. Episode 2. Episode 2 out of the original trilogy I never cared for. I don't know why. I always found it to be the boringest. I liked episode 1 and I liked episode 3. Episode 2 I didn't care for, but now that I'm older, I watch episode 2. And I kind of like it a little bit more, but jeez, this one right out the gate is kind of hard. I don't know where to rank this. It's not 1, 2. No, it's probably not even 3. We'll go with... God, I don't know. Let's say 5 for now. It's probably a terrible spot for that, but... Ooh, episode 3, yep, number 1. Oh, whoops, I wanted to talk about it. Episode 1 obviously is... episode 3 obviously is right there because it's when Vader is born, and I've watched that movie so many times since it came out in, '05? Tons of times, and every time you watch it, I watch it, I always think, man, Anakin, come on, don't do this, and he goes through with it anyways, and obviously it's not going to be different, but you always hope that maybe for some reason he kills Palpatine instead of Mace. Anyways, Episode 1. Episode 1 is weird because... it actually kind of sucks. Like, they had the re-release, the 25th anniversary re-release back in May, and I went to theaters to watch it, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is kind of a terrible movie when you actually, or terrible for Star Wars when you sit here and watch it. But it has awesome stuff with Maul, awesome stuff with the lightsabers in general. Qui-Gon and Anakin have a good, Obi-Wan have a good dynamic. Obviously, the choreography... is that how you say that? Am I saying that wrong? The choreography? I don't know. The fighting scenes are choreographed very well. So for that, I'm going to say 3. I know what I want to put in 2, so let's just see when it shows up. See, now this is going to be a hot take, because I'm not putting this one in 2. Episode 5. For me, I'm not a fan of the original trilogy, and I'll explain each one as they come. Episode 5, out of all of them, I guess would be the best. So maybe I'll put it in 4. It's just, I feel like the only thing that's super iconic out of episode 5 is, no, I'm your father, and it's just like, okay. Other than that, it's, I don't know, I can't really think of anything else that's really like, oh my god, in that one, Let's see, Last Jedi. Last Jedi, obviously that's 10, it's terrible, it had so much potential. We could have had Grandmaster Luke, which, obviously, he's like, Grandmaster Luke is canonically, the best Jedi, so that would have been sick. And instead we got this little loser who's, I don't want to be a Jedi. He gets his lightsaber and throws it away. It's time for the Jedi to die. And it's like, what is this nonsense? He even had the potential that Finn could have been an ex-stormtrooper who became a Jedi, and that would have been cool, like a new storyline, a new idea, storyline with that. Nope. He just becomes some doofus trying to escape the ship and ends up linking up with Rose Tico, who's just a terrible, underdeveloped character, and horrible movie. I think the only part that was cool in this movie, the only part that's cool is the scene where Kylo and Rey team up. He kills Snoke, gets the lightsaber, Rey grabs it. That's the only thing that's cool. Even then, that's kind of cheesy, but it's the coolest part in this movie, so 10, easy. Force Awakens. Ooh, I forgot about this one. I actually like Force Awakens. Force Awakens was like a revival for me when it came to Star Wars. I was a big fan of it. Episode 3 was awesome. That came out, like I said, in 2005. And then, I wouldn't say there was nothing, but there was nothing that I was watching. Obviously Clone Wars was on Disney XD or whatever and stuff, but I was graduating high school and starting college. I wasn't watching Disney. So for me, there was nothing Star Wars-y until this came out. And I forgot that this could actually show up on the list. I'd actually put this should have been in the 5th slot. I considered putting episode 2 in 6, but I was like, I don't know, I'm starting out the game, I'll just put it in 5. So we're going to put Force Awakens in 6, but it should be in the 5th. Actually, it should be in the 4th slot for me. Well, my ranking's kind of screwed up here now. My bad. Oh, New Hope. New Hope is... I guess, what else could show up? We could have Rise of Skywalker. We could have Rogue One. Would the Han Solo movies show up? Maybe. We have 1, 2, and 3 on here. We have 4, 5. Yeah, so So what else did I say? New Hope. I'm gonna put New Hope at 9. I know that's probably super unpopular opinion, but when you take the movie as is, I always think, how did Star Wars get popular? New Hope, when it was just Star Wars, is kind of a terrible movie. Like it's so random. Just there's the storyline's just kind of there, and I don't know. Like in the grand scheme of Star Wars now, there's a lot. We get Luke, his backstory, how he met Leia and Han and all that. Chewie, we get an introduction to Vader and the Empire and all that. And with the rest of the story, it works. But as is, it's kind of a terrible movie. And, I'm surprised it got popular. And it makes sense why back in the day there was a bet between Spielberg and Lucas as to whose movie would do better. It was this versus what, E.T. or something? And, yeah, nobody was betting on this doing good. And then it did. And to this day, I still don't understand how this got as popular as it did. It's kind of a crappy movie when you take it as is. So, 9. Oh, there it is, finally. Rogue One. Rogue One is awesome. That's what I'm going to put in second place. It's weird because I like Star Wars for the Force and cool, Jedi and Sith characters and lightsabers. And Rogue One is just people. They don't have Force abilities. Vader's in it a little bit, but he's not the main focus. It's the people. But the way it's put together and everything, it's actually a really good movie. So that is my number 2. I was saving that for that. Rise of Skywalker. So what's the only other thing that could show up? Han Solo movie? This makes a tough decision. I don't know where to put this one. Well, I'm trying to think. If Han is the other option, which one would I rather watch? Would I rather go for... I guess I'd rather go for this. So this is going to go in 7th. Obviously, this movie... I guess you can't say this movie fully sucked. But unfortunately, because of Rian Johnson ruining Episode 7... this movie kind of sucks because it's trying to retcon everything that he retconned, so to bring it back. So it's retconning the retcon. So kind of like Kylo's mask. Now he's trying to bring that back. And he's trying to bring back, what else? I don't know. But it's not bad, but it's just there's too much that they're trying to undo because Ryan's an idiot. So, the ending's kind of stupid. Actually, the ending on one hand is kind of cool, like how you feel like Kylo's finally going to turn good, and he does, but it's in a really dumb way. Last minute, he's hanging out with his knights around, and now he's like, well, guess I'm a good guy. And then he gets killed, and then Rey's like, hey, want to make out? So, I guess 7, and then this should be Han Solo, right? What? I thought I had all these already here. All right, well, whatever. This still works. 8, yeah, that's a good spot for that, because... everybody would agree that Return of the Jedi is not peak from the original trilogy. And it's kind of boring because it's mostly just the Ewoks. Yeah, Endor, the idea of Endor is cool. It's just a lot of trees and stuff, but it's a different setting and stuff from what you've seen. You've seen cities and desert, now you see forest. But overall, this is not a go-to for me at all. I don't care to watch this one. It's okay in the beginning when, they're having their grand escape and Luke gets his lightsaber back from R2 and they escape from Jabba and the Sarlacc pit and all that, and Boba falls in and all that. But then it kind of falls off, and it's just... I don't even really remember it because I don't care. I don't want to watch this one. So I guess 8 is a good spot for this. Overall, I guess my list would be pretty solid. Other than, like I said, Force Awakens would probably have to go where Episode 5 goes. And Episode 5... would move down to where Episode 2 is, and then Episode 2 would go down to number 6 slot. But other than that, I think this is exactly my ranking. And again, like I said, this is probably a super hot take. People are going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe you didn't have Empire higher. Or, why would you say that, Episode 6 is that bad that it's going to go in 8? It is what it is. That's what I think. This is the order that I like them in. So,